Let's talk about 4 common misconceptions of evolutionary theory. So what are some things we know about the theory of evolution? Let's see. Evolution tells us how life got its start on this world. Humans evolved from our close cousin, the chimpanzee. Natural selection is when organisms try to adapt to their surroundings. Evolution is not observable or testable since it happens so slowly. You might be surprised to learn that these are all false claims about the theory of evolution. Let's go over each one a little bit to find out where people are commonly getting evolution wrong. So if evolution doesn't tell us how life got its start on this world, what does? This is a confusion of what the theory of evolution is exactly. Let's start with the definition according to dictionary.com. Evolution is the change in the gene pool of a population from generation to generation by such processes as mutation, natural selection, and genetic drift. The fact that evolution is occurring and is the explanation for all the diversity of life we see on this planet is undeniable. The theory of evolution is the collection of those facts into a unified explanation. This theory assumes replicating life exists already and is the explanation of how organisms far simpler than bacteria today evolved into all the living creatures of this earth, including humans. A more accurate word for this misconception would be abiogenesis, the study of the origin of life. Now let's tackle the widely held belief that evolution tells us that we evolved from chimps or monkeys. It is easy to see how people get confused about this with all the misleading graphics floating around that depict human evolution as something like this. But these pictures don't accurately display our true ancestral tree in relation to other great apes. Here is a more accurate diagram. We did not evolve from chimps, i.e. chimps are not our ancestors. We share a common ancestor with all the great apes. At this point, there existed on Earth an ape that would soon become segregated into at least 3 separate populations. These populations, after millions of years of divergence, would become the bonobos, chimps, and humans we see today. Adaptation, in an evolutionary sense, is not something an organism does. It happens passively and is a consequence of random genetic mutation occurring during DNA replication. When a beneficial mutation occurs, however slight, the organism that inherits the gene has a higher chance of surviving till reproduction. This means that it is only at the time of DNA replication that an organism can be said to be adapting, although it is not by any direct action of that organism. This is why it is incorrect to think of organisms trying to adapt to their surroundings. Evolution is not observable or testable since it happens so slowly, right? The premises of this argument are that things need to happen fast and be directly observable in real time in order to be testable. These are not acceptable. We can use patterns and causal explanations to help us understand things that have taken place in the past and predict things that might happen in the future. Using causal explanations and patterns we detect in the theory of evolution, we can and have predicted specific fossils, genetic markers, and even currently living organisms. We are testing the theory of evolution every time we make a prediction and then go looking for the result. Evolution is also directly observable thanks to modern technology enabling us to map entire genomes of organisms. Using fruit flies, due to their short lifespan and rapid reproduction rates, we have witnessed specific genes become more prevalent in segregated populations. We can effectively speed up the process of natural selection by artificially segregating and applying environmental pressures of our choosing. I hope I was able to clear up any confusion you might have on these 4 misconceptions. Remember, evolution is the process by which replicating organisms change and is not an explanation of the origin of life from non-life. Humans didn't evolve from chimpanzees, we are cousins that both share a common ancestor. Organisms don't try to adapt to their surroundings. Those organisms that have an advantage tend to pass on their genes more often than those who do not. Evolution is observable and testable. You just might have to be creative. Thanks for watching and have a great day.